Next on Worcester News Tonight, a man is facing charges in connection to the stabbing death of a Worcester woman. Plus, a dog escapes an attack by coyotes. The terrifying moments all caught on surveillance. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. What started out as a rainy and cold day brought sunshine as we headed into the afternoon. It looks like we have some sunshine in our forecast. Let's get a first check of our local forecast with meteorologist Michael Page.
It's been a windy day all across the Worcester Hills. We've had some gusts around 30 miles per hour, and that's bringing in cooler air. Temperatures today mainly in the 50s, and overnight tonight it will turn downright frosty in much of central Massachusetts, with lows dropping into the 30s. We still have a steady wind this evening of 20 miles per hour in Worcester. This will only slowly diminish tonight underneath that mostly clear sky, and especially the wind goes away tomorrow. Fortunately, it's been mainly a dry day, although we've had some kind of ominous looking clouds at times, a quick little sprinkle. That's about it. That's the only thing we have to deal with as the cooler air flows in on that gusty wind. And now we look back to the west and it's nice and quiet. So the weekend overall really looks great. So we start frosty tomorrow morning. We're talking low temperatures in the 30s. Take in any plants that are sensitive and might be damaged by temperatures that get down to that level. But by afternoon, with beautiful sunshine, temperatures will be in the 50s. And as I said, less wind than what we have today. Sunday, we find more clouds. Any sunshine is early in the day. The clouds will then increase, and there may be a couple of spot showers coming in very late, especially west of Worcester. Temperatures will actually be just a little bit warmer, though, in the 60s, and we're actually warmer than that by Monday in the 70s, briefly before another band of rain with our next front. You'll see that with the 10-day in a few minutes.
A scary situation in Worcester this morning as two young girls are injured in a crosswalk. Our Cam Jandro spoke with police today and joins us now with the details. Cam?
Anna, police say the two girls involved were sisters, one 13-year-old, the other a 5-year-old kindergarten student at Quinsigamond Elementary School. The incident took place on the corner of South Holt Street and Greenwood Street just before school got underway this morning.
Two young girls are taken to the hospital Friday morning after Worcester police say they were struck by a car on Greenwood Street.
After they crossed, they were about 8 feet into the crosswalk when a GMC Sierra, the driver was driving, didn't see him, and struck him in the crosswalk.
Lieutenant Sean Murtha says the 13-year-old was heading to put her 5-year-old sister on the school bus when they were hit.
The injuries are not life-threatening. The 13-year-old did have a broken leg and was actually pulled under the vehicle also. So very scary for everybody on scene, but they are expected to make a full recovery.
Friday morning's incident was one of numerous pedestrian accidents to happen in Worcester over the last week. The district safety director, Rob Pizzella, says this is an unfortunate situation and a safety reminder for parents.
We continue to remind parents that they got to talk to their children to make sure they understand that despite their intentions of being able to cross the street to get to a school bus stop safely or walk to school to get there safely, that we have some very irresponsible people driving vehicles that could severely injure their respective student.
Now, police say the driver did stay on scene. Currently, no charges have been filed. Pizzella says he expects both of the girls to be back in school in the near future. We're in Worcester tonight. I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
The man police wanted to speak with in connection with a deadly stabbing is now in custody. Thomas Bergstrom turned himself into the Blackstone Police Department. Abby Nisgoda has the latest on the investigation.
2 days after a woman was found stabbed to death in Worcester, her boyfriend surrenders in Blackstone. Police were looking for this man, 36-year-old Thomas Bergstrom, ever since they responded to an apartment here on Lapierre Street Wednesday night. According to court documents, the victim, 34-year-old Jennifer Vasquez Rivera, was found lying on the bedroom floor, stabbed multiple times. Lila Torres has known her since kindergarten.
She was my best friend. The only person who I could ever say that I could turn around and say she was like the most realest person. Somebody who you could trust.
Court records say a witness, quote, heard the victim scream, went downstairs into the victim's residence, and then observed a male holding a knife. That same witness told police the male looked like the victim's boyfriend and ran off wearing a blanket. In their investigation, police also learned Bergstrom took a cab to Lapierre Street within a half hour of the stabbing here.
I was worried about him. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable with him.
Bergstrom is now in custody on a warrant for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and we've learned he does have a history. Most recently, he was accused of raping and kidnapping a woman on Christmas Eve, but his attorney says those charges were reduced and he was released on $1,500 bail.
What monster would prey on somebody like her? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Bergstrom will face a judge on Monday morning. So far, charges against him have not been upgraded. In Worcester, I'm Abby Nesgo to Worcester News Tonight.
Webster police are investigating a stabbing at a strip club in town. The police department says a customer at Mario's Showplace was stabbed in the stomach early this morning. They say the man was assaulted after an argument broke out between customers. The victim suffered minor injuries. Police are looking for information on the incident and suspect who fled the scene. A Westboro woman is thankful tonight after her dog escaped a coyote attack. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with wildlife experts on how to keep your pets safe. She joins us now with more. Chandler?
Anna, dog Louie's owner Stacy Israel believes adult coyotes were teaching pups to hunt, and their inexperience that made them miss Louie's neck. Despite the shocking video, Louie is safe. Louie is lucky to be alive. The battle scar on the Maltese's back left after a run-in with coyotes Wednesday night.
The minute he started barking, I knew something was out there.
Home surveillance video caught the moment 4 coyotes attacked the dog. Owner Stacy Israel says she was taking Louie outside her Westboro home like any other day.
I usually go right out, go to the bathroom, come back in. But he must have heard something, so he scooted around.
Louie ran through the bushes towards Israel. She says one coyote missed his neck and picked him up by his back. It's why she says he was able to escape.
I only thought there was one coyote, but when I saw all 4, I don't know how he escaped them. Like he shouldn't be here right now.
Mass wildlife biologist Dave Wattles says this isn't the time of year where coyotes are at their most aggressive, but they're at their highest numbers, and pet owners always need to be aware.
It just shows how quickly it can happen. The dog goes from barking to, the coyotes are there in a blink of an eye, which is why we recommend, the direct supervision on the leash rather than just watching the animal when it's out in the yard.
Waddles says small dogs and cats are easy prey. He says it's important to remove outside food, which could attract the animals.
When they are on your property, you do see them act very aggressively towards them. Physically chase them off the property, making whatever loud noises you can.
Israel is warning her neighbors with pets. She's relieved Louie is resting easy.
He was shaking all night, and he was scared. But after that, he's like back to normal.
Israel was with Louie during the attack, but says now she'll always be taking him on a leash and won't be taking him out late at night. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A former member of the Obama administration visits Worcester State Friday. Marco Davis spoke at the college's statewide conference on equity in school systems. Educators from around Massachusetts attended workshops focusing on working with Latino students. Davis says although Massachusetts ranks high in terms of education, more work needs to be done for the Latino population.
It's a place where folks tout the results and the systems and the processes that people have put in place to serve the students of the Commonwealth. And yet this conference is bringing attention to the fact that the Latino student population is lagging behind on many of those indicators. And so there's no reason why Latino students shouldn't be having the same type of success that many of the other students in this state have. And hopefully as a result of conferences like this, that will become true.
Davis served as Deputy Director of the White House Initiative on Educational Experiences for Hispanics. He's currently the CEO of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. The Worcester Public School Committee is calling for more work to be done to address homelessness in the district. An administrative report found there are more than 2,000 homeless students in the Worcester Public Schools. About 1,900 are doubled up, which means they're living in another family's home. Around 500 are in hotels or shelters, and 11 have no place to sleep. The district plans to work with the city to better address the issue. Decades ago, a Worcester artist created the smiley face, and today his son says his father would be proud to see how World Smile Day is celebrated. Our Gretchen LaRosa has more on its history.
A day dedicated to spreading smiles and kindness. World Smile Day is extra special to Worcester. It began in 1999. and the tradition grows every year.
I'm very certain my dad would be incredibly proud, maybe a little amazed at where his smiley face has gone to. You know, the emojis, that would make him smile. I'm certain of that.
Worcester artist Harvey Ball created the famous icon in 1963. He later started World Smile Day. Ball's son Charlie helps promote his father's legacy.
It is certainly my dad's dream, and it is mine that these kids will grow up and World Smile Day will be another holiday, if you will, something that they can look forward to and celebrate.
The Worcester Historical Museum honors Ball with a permanent exhibit. On Friday, admission was free for World Smile Day.
It's important because we created Smiley Face. Everyone sees this icon every day, somewhere, in some variation, in its original form or as an emoticon.
Wormtown Brewery on Shrewsbury Street pays tribute to World Smile Day and Harvey Ball's legacy in a unique way.
We've always wanted to associate ourselves with Worcester and being a part of Worcester, and since Harvey Ball's from Worcester, we figured have that be attached with our beer because beer makes you smile.
Head brewer Scott Drake says their signature Bee Hoppy beer is a bestseller, and the brewery hopes to sell it across the country someday soon.
And if that means that we can spread more of the smiley face and people learn more about Harvey Ball and what he meant to this city, that'd be great.
Now, Charlie Ball says his father created the smiley face in an effort to boost workplace morale. He says his father's dream was to have World Smile Day celebrated worldwide. In the studio, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.